Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Close Combat Panthers in the Fog. Now, I'm not actually entirely sure whether or not this video will be copyrighted due to the music here playing in the background. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please do go ahead and like, comment if you want to see more as well, let me know what you thought of the video, and even consider a potential small donation or becoming a patron of mine. That definitely does help. Definitely makes these videos a hell of a lot more often and worthwhile. There's my begging. So we'll go ahead and play. You know, I just kind of fancy just having a quick go, really. Just see which would be fun. Now, there's a good few actual battles over here, but we do have some operations. We do also have some campaigns as well, actually. Now, so we do have the historical Grand campaign here. I'm not entirely sure how long they would be, but there are some interesting ones over here, actually. Opening moves does sound actually quite interesting. Cork in the bottle, so this is semi-historical. The German Mortan counterattack has broken through to the coast. Interesting. Cuts off the Third Army in Brittany. That's actually rather impressive then. Operation Cobra was a success. I like how there's some semi-historical ones over here, but what we're going to do then is take a look at Operation Lüttich and see how that goes. So I think I will play as the Allies. I often play as the Axis, but to be honest, I will play as the Allies during this. I think it should be rather intriguing. Okay. Never enter initiative, I'll receive full enemy info, always obey orders, time expires. Look at our difficulty. Look at that. So if we put it on a lead, then yeah, it's definitely in their favour. I think we'll just have the... I've never actually changed the difficulties here, so I think maybe just line, perhaps, and we'll go with that. Should play well enough, I imagine. We'll see. If we have to adjust difficulty in the future, then we can always do that. So, this is the 7th of August 1944 to the 12th of August 1944. Darkness and fog have settled over the area, but the Germans are active all across the front. The scope of their operation is unclear, but G2 has warned of a possible major counterattack against the US 30th Infantry Division, with the objective of recapturing Avalanche? I'm mispronouncing that massively. This must not succeed. Right, so go ahead and play Operation Lüttich. Again, probably horribly pronunciating, I should say, but we'll see here. Right, so it's been a while since I've actually taken a look at any of these campaigns. Now, let's familiarise ourselves with how they work. So, we do have the ability to scroll around the map here. Yeah, so, it's very similar to, obviously, Gateway to Khan. This is Panthers in the Fog, of course, so we'll see what we have here then. Right, so we do have... This would be the 4th Cavalry Squadron over here then. Now... MA Greyhounds, yes, 60mm mortars, reconnaissance jeep. We do have some Stuart light tanks, and we can actually get a closer look over here, and this is really cool. So, okay. Assistant leader, gunner, loader. So we only have the singular over here then. So we do not have much in here. So this is a mechanized cavalry platoon. So this is quite cool, actually. I like when you get to see things like this. And we also do have the stats over here, which is interesting. Intelligence, I can imagine, is going to be very, very interesting to actually have it as an attribute. Now, let's see. So we do have the, what appears to be CCB 3rd Armoured Division, okay. Fuel, ammo, cohesion, fatigue, all looking good there. So what do we actually have in here then? So let's see, we have 1, 2, so we have two, well, we have the 1st medium tank platoon. We do have support over here, we have the 1st armoured platoon. I wonder if they do come with the M3 half-tracks, I'm not super sure. I'd imagine so, would it be a armoured infantry platoon? Would imagine so. Okay. So we do have a number of support assets over here, which is quite nice. I can't... So these look like the Stuart light tanks with the... I suppose you could call it a howitzer. I can't remember exactly what it would be known as, but basically the large bore cannon, I suppose you could say. It must be some sort of howitzer. And these may be Wolverines, perhaps. They look like M10s in profile, but I could be wrong there. Right, so let's take a look over here then. I like how we have the actual cityscapes over there. And we do have a larger force over here, but opposing us over here then is... Right, so this would be the SS Panzer Grenadier Regiment. And we also do see the second SS Panzer... Yeah, second SS Panzer. So these are elements of the second SS Panzer. This looks to be a battalion of the second... No, but yeah, SS Panzer Grenadier Regiment 3. So it looks like they're from a Panzer Grenadier. Is it Panzer Grenadier? You know, I can't really remember what the terminology is now. I think it'd be Panzer Grenadiers. Okay, so we do see that we do have some additional forces down here. Yeah, we do have M10s over here. Armoured infantry. We do have some Shermans. We are opposed by some Grenadiers over here then. No, these guys would be from the 275th Infantry Division. Okay. We do have elements of the 30th. So elements of the 30th Division over here. Elements of the 120th. So that's F Company 120th. So you can see that is obviously the strength. So we do have a company there. This would be a regiment, perhaps. I'm going to have to learn my... yeah, you know what I mean. And there's a larger force as well. Now, we do encounter elements of the 17th SS Panzer Grenadiers with the 120th from the 30th Division. Okay, 117th Regiment. I suppose, no, would that be regiment? No. Battalion, perhaps? Do correct me, I'm not afraid to be corrected. I do like to be corrected. I've just never been one of those to really read terribly much into military history per se, of the operational, etc. More so of the big picture. Right, okay, so let's see then. We don't have any actual support assets available right now. It may be worthwhile to potentially move some of these assets. Right. So that would be the ultimate objective over there. So there is the road over here. So I think what we'll do then is see if we can move you here. Can I just drag and drop you? Yes, we can. And so we'll move you down the main road here. The enemy has achieved strategic surprise. Your forces are unable to move on the first turn. That's less than stellar. Okay. So it seems that we have obviously been taken by surprise, and it is going to essentially mean that we fight as best we can, really. As best we can. So we'll go ahead and execute then, I suppose, and there's not really much else we can do here. Okay. So there are additional German forces over here then. We do not want to be caught up in a pocket. Right, they can't move either. Right, turn stage movement results. Okay, so move to next. So we have battle resolution over here then. Click next. Right then, so we have A companies of the 117th Infantry Regiment, the 30th Division. It might even be a battalion perhaps. But we'll see here then. So A company, Company Headquarters, Weapons Platoon. We do have 2nd Rifle Platoon over here. We have the support elements over here as well. So we have B company, C company. So we have 1st, 2nd, 3rd. They have a decent amount of assets, I suppose you could say. Pioneer squads there. Can we add anything in here? It seems like I would have to remove something to add it. So let's take a look then. We do have some trucks. Good few things over here. M3A1 half-tracks. What we're going to do then is take a look at these guys. I don't know if they actually have their half-tracks. It does not seem as if they do, which is fair enough. So let's take a look then over here. So 1st platoon. Okay. I do apologise, it's been a long time since I played these kind of games, so it's going to take some time just to get used to it. But anyway, we'll take a look at the map. So we are the defender here, which is very nice actually. So at least we do have that working into our favour. It is actually quite an interesting battlescape over here. Then the fields will be rather important, as you can imagine. Yeah, Germans are approaching from the north. So there's of course the main road over here. We'll have to take a look and see really what the elevation of the landscape is like, but I can see potential positions where we could make use of it. Right, there we go, that's the overview. So we'll go to next then. That's the opponent. Right, okay, so he is going to have plenty of Panzer Grenadiers. Yeah, okay. We're going to be encountering Panthers. Yay. Very experienced infantry with fair morale. Fair morale and some assets and some with good morale then. Yeah. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. We're on the back foot. Right. Okay, is it nighttime? Unit deployment mode. Click a unit and hold. Yep, okay, that's fine. You are defending this battle. Forces which may dig in will do so when the begin button is pressed. Okay. So let's take a look over here. Oh, so the mouse button. Yeah, that's the thing I always have with these games. Like the issue I always have with these games. It'd be nice to zoom out more. Let's see. There we go. That's probably the best we're gonna get, but that's okay. So we can see we do have the BAR teams over here. There is something that looks like a farm over this way. This appears to be some sort of hill. We do have some buildings on the the crossroads here. A stream here. There's a good number of hedgerows over here, so it is an attractive area. But the issue is we're dealing with the Panthers, and I can't handle them frontally really. So we are gonna have to figure out where to deploy our AT gun. But for the most part, it's probably going to come down to trying to disable the Panthers, but it's not going to be super easy. I don't think we've got much going for us. Indeed. But we'll see what we can do. Yes. Okay, so there's a town, sorry, the farm over here. It does make you wonder though. I mean, the issue is it's so very close to the German deployment zone. It is practically, yeah, it is in that deployment zone part of it. So I could deploy here, which is a 2-story building, and it's one of these. Is it worth it? I do like this position over here because then at least we can aim down the road. It does place them in a pretty, potentially dangerous position. Let's see, Control T should bring the trees back. There we go. I'm just doing it without the trees at the moment, just so we can actually see things properly. And there's a 2-story building over there that does actually have some nice line of sight, potentially over here as well, over that road. That might be worthwhile just to have some infantry, just to keep an eye on what's going on there. Do they have a way to get out? There are trees down there. There's also the stream down here. Looks like a depression as well. So we could potentially have a way out over there, which would be nice. So it might be worthwhile to actually have one of these BAR teams potentially over here. And if I tell them just to ambush, like so. Okay. I don't know if I want them to, I suppose ambush would be fine. I don't want them to open up immediately anyway, but we'll try and see what we can take, really. We have a rifle team over there. Now, do we have any anti-tank weapons? That's going to be the question there. I don't think so. And there's an armoured platoon, I do believe, so I would have expected we might have had some bazookas, perhaps. That AT gun's gone. Its work absolutely cut out for it. We do have some mortars, at least. Right, we do have rifle-launched grenades. So, it's going to be one of these. It's going to be one of those, isn't it? A 2-story there. Nice little place. Let's move these over here just so we can actually organize it. Yep, okay. So Platoon Headquarters is over here. It may be potentially worthwhile to have one of these buildings. Yes, okay. That's another building there. It has some commanding line of sight there. but the issue is it is a little bit out there. That one could be very handy to actually overwatch that area. What I really want to do here then is try to set up the gun. Now, from reading about British usage of anti-tank guns in Normandy, they weren't deployed really to take on tanks frontally. They were always deployed to try and take a tank from the flank, which makes sense. So what we need to do here then is just devise a position that could do that. The issue is once they are discovered, they're going to come under fire pretty quick. It could be worthwhile to have one positioned. It's trying to find a position that has a good field of fire, and that isn't going to be annihilated. It might even be worthwhile just to hold the gun in reserve until we have a clear idea of where the German forces will be. I could even have it potentially positioned there. I'm not entirely sure if it has line of fire. And it's blocked by the bushes. Here I do have line of fire, but not really as much as I would like. So it could potentially target over there, but is that really the best I can do? I think what we'll do then is we'll deploy the infantry and then we can work things out. I think have the mortar team over this way. I'm going to have them selected as one. And let's see. Try and keep the mortar spread out some more. Hill 111. That's not a bad position, perhaps, but yeah, there's a lot of things in the way, really. It may be that we keep it in reserve, to be honest. Not that I'm happy with that, because I know we are going to need it. There's 3 Panthers, and there's not terribly much I can do about it. It may be that we have to cede, obviously, the town over here, St. Bartholomew, which I do expect to happen. Maybe we have a gun there, but then I suppose we do need to have it potentially to. It's gonna be an interesting one. I'm gonna have to keep the gun shifting around. Really, there's no real two ways about that. Let's see. At least you can draw a line of fire over to here, really. So that's not too bad. I'd like to have some infantry just to try and protect the gun. The gun is going to be very important, but it's not the end of the world, really, because it's just... Yes. It's one gun. Okay. The BAR teams are very nice. It may be worthwhile just having a rifle team over there, but the BARs are very handy due to that weight of fire, really. Another BAR team there. Probably better off having a rifle team, to be honest, there. So I'm going to move a rifle team over there. They do have the rifle launch grenades, which is very handy. Right, have them in the ambush mode and overwatch that area there. You know, I really do enjoy these games. It's been a while since I played one, so it's nice to be back. The BAR teams are actually smaller as well, which is not necessarily a bad thing, really. Might be worthwhile to potentially have the rifle teams in these structures, but then again, it's one of these, isn't it? They're not going to have a good time wherever they are. Let's see, if I move you there, try and get a little bit more distance. There is a shot there, but it's not a good shot. The field of fire is really obstructed. So it would dig in there, it seems. Where can I find? That's going to be of use. That's the question. It really is a difficult question here to figure out where we want this. Alright. Let's take a look. It does really depend on where I expect the enemy to approach from. It's not a brilliant position, as you guys can well imagine. Right, we'll place the infantry first, then we'll figure that one out. Okay. Place them in there. In fact, I'll have a BAR team in there. As a rifle team. But then again, no. I think I'll keep the BAR teams more of a reserve, to be fair. At least somewhat positioned, so I can make better use of them. I don't want to have too many forces in the town. I think what we'll do then is we'll have... Right. So we've got headquarters over here then. Something like that. So these guys can keep an eye on what's actually going on. Let's go switch these guys out for the rifle team. I just need to make sure I'm spaced out here to try and avoid artillery if there's indeed any. We do have mortar support, so that is actually a nice thing to have. It's a very fine thing to have. Alright, have you there. I'm going to place you over there, actually, in the orchard. Which I imagine to be an orchard. They are set up there. They're set up over there. I don't really have anything watching this area besides these fellows. We don't have as much as you would hope for, really. I could have positions to dig in. Maybe a position here. I'm just trying to think where we could potentially put up resistance. Is it the best use for a BAR team? They are great, and I really do respect the BAR. It's not the be-all, end-all, but it is very handy. It might be potentially worthwhile to have something there. But it's going to be very exposed. I mean, here would be very exposed as well. It might be just worthwhile to have a reserve, to be honest, at Hill 111. So I think I'll keep a reserve. And then at least we do have something to fall back upon. Another BAR team over here, so we could have 2 reserves. So we'll have them play similarly over here as well. Okay. The gun, however, is going to be a bloody problem, so I do not know where I want to place it. I mean, we have to try and cover the objectives, don't we? Let's see. There is a potential for flank shots over here. Not a great one, granted. I'm trying to find a flanking position, but it really is not an easy task. May have you begin, by. Right, let's see. The trees are a problem. But it's not just a hindrance to me, it's a hindrance to them too. I mean, I have some fire there. It's not a great position, is it? Let's be honest. At least that's reliable. I think what we'll do then is we'll try that position there, and it's probably going to horrifically backfire. But we'll see. Ideally they can stay hidden, but we'll see what we can do. Right, there we go. So we're going to begin the battle, and see how we get going then, really. I'm going to set the gun to 3, actually. So control 3. So, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And we'll begin. Okay. We don't really have many forces dug in, really. Might have been worthwhile just have a few positions dug in just to make advantage of them, actually. Well, we'll see. Hill 106. I mean, what we'll do then is try to make best use of the mortars as we can. I don't know if the Germans will have fire support. I'm sure we'll soon find out. So these are all American held here, all US held. Do have that one which is apparently contested. Illumination is now available. Okay. Is that a mortar round perhaps? Or is that just in general could have flares drop somewhere? I mean, this is at night, so do have an advantage. It's going to be a case of wait and see, really. I think I'll have them move there to cover that position, then they can overwatch there. We are covering most approaches. My problem is if they push here with armor, I'm probably in a rough position. The mortars are dug in there, so okay. Okay. So I'm going to have them just move. There we go. Okay, movement has been completed over there. Let's have them on ambush. I don't really want them to actually open fire, I just want them to be in a position where they could potentially contribute. In which case I may have these fellows move here into the centre of town as well. I had wanted to avoid it due to the potential of artillery fire, but then again I suppose it's one of these things of don't let the enemy interrupt what you're doing. And this is it. Do I drop illumination? I'm not entirely sure how much in the way of illumination I will have. So probably better to wait. Well, we'll get a sense of where they are, potentially from the switching of objectives. Well, we will find out. Now, this is it. Because we are the defender, we do have the advantage here. Ah, there we go. Just as I... Ah, fudge. Okay, so we have a Panther moving down here. The issue is my gun is not positioned to take that. My best bet is just to be hidden from it. We might be able to use the mortars potentially incapacitated, but we'll see. But thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope to see you again in the next episode. See you later, guys.